Hello everybody and welcome to the next game of the DelotA Anima Tournament. I am justDelicious and with me as always is the wonderful Vague Raconteur.
Thank you very much. And today we have the brilliant Solar Middle Feed versus Invader Gaming, something we haven't quite seen play yet. Solar Middle Feed actually new to the February tournament. We have seen them play and we were very impressed with what they had to do. They just managed to get a win with against No Connection in the closest game we have ever seen, with the most absolutely astounding ending.
Yeah, it was a pretty fantastic game, and I'm really glad I was able to cast that, even though I missed it. But it's fine. Everyone knows what happened. It doesn't matter that I missed the ending.
Yeah, just to clarify, if anything like that, we've had a few people who were a bit worried that they called GG Solar Middle Feed called GG well played in the last game and actually carried on playing. They were calling GG because they thought they'd just taken the Ancient, but Tainted, their bounty hunter at the time, actually started porting back, and literally 4 prods from him, the Ancient would have fallen. So he went back while they were writing nasty obscenities to their teammate over the map, and that is why. It's not because they were calling GG and then playing on.
Yeah, they didn't think they'd lost. They weren't calling GG because they thought they had lost and then continued to play on. They actually called GG because they genuinely, legitimately thought they had actually won the game, but they hadn't. So yeah. But moving back onto this game, we're seeing some pretty standard bans. The Undying, obviously very strong tri-lane support hero. We don't need to keep going over Undying because he has banned out an awful lot, and Nyx Assassin as well. One of the strongest heroes in the pool, and we have seen him win every single game that he has been picked up in this and last tournament. So there's a pretty good reason why you'd ban him. And Batrider also goes.
Actually, thinking about that, yeah, Nyx Assassin, every single game we've seen him, he wins it. I'm not sure what it is about him. Maybe it's his beautiful smile. Maybe it's charm with the other heroes. But he just seems to work along so nicely. And maybe it's the fact that people just seem to ignore the other team have picked up Nyx Assassin and say, no, Keep is a good idea, despite being hard countered. You know, I'm feeling lucky. And so far we haven't seen a single lucky team with that, but we can see plenty of people opportuning it.
Magnus.
However, Magnus.
Yep, I was just about to say, Magnus makes it through the pool. Darkseer banned out instead by Invader Gaming, so they really would rather them have a Magnus than a Darkseer. So, interesting choice, but it does leave them the Ezreal and the Shadow Demon if they want them. Obviously, very strong lane combo. But they're going to pick Invoker instead, so they're already countering the Magnus in mid, picking that Invoker. He's very good against Magnus, actually, because he can keep that Cold Snap prod on him, and he can really do a hell of a lot of damage to Magnus, even though he has a high HP pool, because it is pure damage, I believe, Cold Snap. So, that's quite a nice pickup.
Well, yeah, Quaz just if he Invoker specs into Quaz, it allows him to just completely harass this Magnus, and any shockwave that Magnus sends out becomes kind of invalidated because he regens health so quickly.
Yeah.
And yes, they do actually have that Shadow Demon as well, but we're someone seen very popular lately but never get through. We're so excited to finally see one get through because he is a new hero to watch. It's absolutely insane. His tether giving 1.5 times the regen he has himself. So that is insane. You get the extra kind of, well, what else can you say? An extra 150% of the regen. So you give him an urn, and that health all just goes with excess to whoever is tethered with. And it looks like it's going to be tethered with a Chaos Knight. So we cannot wait to see that combination.
Lifestealer picked up by Invader Gaming, but Chaos Knight and Wisp is something that takes me back quite a few months, back to the when he was used, mainly in the International 2, he was used quite a lot, and to really good effect, especially with Chaos Knights. It's just so exciting to see him back in the European scene, and you can really tell that these are two European teams just by the way they're picking at the moment. The Lifestealer, very good pickup. He's quite good against the Chaos Knight, and if he can get his rage, he can almost he can completely invalidate a Wisp and can quite easily take him down in a few shots. So Invader Gaming do know what they're doing to counter the Wisp, but it's just so exciting to see a Wisp back in play again.
It really is, and it's going to go so well. Let's think about this for a second. Who needs a Blink Dagger in early? Even if Magnus is doing badly, we have that relocate. So if he doesn't want to use it on Chaos Knight, quickly relocating into there, get Magnus doing the ulti and get him out so the initiate doesn't even die. Great thinking from Solar Middle Feed there. To be able to pull up Magnus is really nicely done, but to get the Wisp with it as well, really, really beautiful. But of course, Lifestealer is a great, great counter to Chaos Knight. Every single bit of strength that Chaos Knight is pounding on is building on his health, and Lifestealer gets that extra bit of health that he's got as damage to reverse back to him. So that is really going in their favour. And let's not forget, all of these are strength heroes. They all have high health pools. Even Wisp, considering this is such a strong support, and it all goes in Lifestealer's favour.
Yeah, that's a very good point. It is nice to see the old European sort of heroes seeing play again. The Wisps and the Beastmaster. Beastmaster, another one that's actually come back into the competitive scene quite a bit recently, and he's seeing more play than he used to. But yeah, this Wisp pickup's going to be very, very exciting. It'll be nice to see what they decide to do. It'll be really interesting if they decide to pick up a Pudge maybe as their last pick, put Magnus on their offlane. We'll have to see what's going to happen. I'm just speculating, but that would be very, very, very nice to see. Phantom Lancer getting banned out, so they really want to take out any more of the hard carries. So Phantom Lancer is just an exceptionally annoying carry to deal with. He's just so difficult to kill. To start with, you don't know which one's him, and then he can just go invisible at a moment's notice. So very, very, very annoying, and his damage output is absolutely insane when all he needs is a diffusal blade, and he has insane damage output. So Invader Gaming banning out the offlane heroes, Bounty Hunter and Queen of Pain. So they are and Windrunner also. So all the offlane heroes are really getting banned out at the moment.
Well, we saw Solo Middle Feed ban that Phantom Lancer just in case they wanted to Invader Gaming wanted to run the Lifestealer jungle, and we know how powerful Phantom Lancer is at the moment, especially with the Shadow Demon. Being able to have that disruption allows Phantom Lancer to keep up. Also allows Phantom Lancer's Spirit Lance allows Shadow Demon to get his disruption almost guaranteed, and then that just allows Soul Catcher. So really, really, the two go like hand in glove, and that is exactly what they want. But Invader Gaming obviously don't want that to happen, and they also don't want Wisp and Chaos Knight to have constant mana regeneration because they're just banned out. The support we see constantly picked and banned, keep it alive.
Yeah, good old Ezreal banned out once again, last ban. We see him banned out pretty often. He's obviously absolutely insane. Chakra Magic and that Illuminate nuke is very, very good. But yeah, I'm just going to point back. I've never heard anybody ever say hand in glove before.
Really, it's an old saying, but it's the first thing that came to my head.
I've heard hand in hand. I've heard hand in hand. I've heard they go together hand in hand, but never quite hand in glove. But it's fine. It must be a real. You couldn't have just made that up off the top of your head. So it's fine. We'll give you that. But Jakiro being picked up by Solo Middle Feed. Jakiro obviously a very, very strong support here, and you can imagine he's going to be with the Wisp, just supporting the Chaos Knight. His Ice Path once it got buffed, obviously incredibly strong, and yeah, it's just this is nothing about Jakiro that's bad anymore. Really, his Ice Path used to be really, really difficult to hit, but now it's just so easy. He really is a pretty phenomenal support hero.
Well, with it being down, with the formation delay being down to 0.5 seconds, it's so easy for that Jakiro to just turn around and perfectly land it, and that's what they want. Teams don't want someone with a very difficult stun to land. Leshrac is one that's reasonably challenging, and as a result, actually is somebody that teams kind of hold a second from picking, because if you can't guarantee that stun, what is the point of having it?
Yeah, exactly. And Invader Gaming are going to pick up the Disruptor, so that's quite a nice pick as well. That Glimpse is very, very, very good. Not so much against Magnus or other heroes, so to speak, but it is particularly good against Chaos Knight, who needs to get in there, and it's also very good against Wisp. If Wisp jumps on you, then Disruptor can just relocate, glimpse you back to where you were. So yeah, Disruptor also being picked up, probably just against that Wisp, and just because he's an exceptionally good support hero. But yeah, he also just works out particularly well for them.
Well, he's come back into the tournament scene really, really strongly, actually. We've seen him in pretty much every match now, and somebody to really take care of, especially when you think, once you've got rid of Keeper, you've got rid of Shadow Demon and Jakiro, he seems to be the next go-to support, and you really can't question why. He's so useful. Also, sorry, Leshrac just slipped my mind, being such a good pusher as well, but yeah, when these kind of supports are gone, Disruptor is someone that you want to get in there, and just being able to disable so much and catching out that Wisp, especially just waiting for him to have a second left and relocate, do that. Wisp is completely stuck, so it's such a great counter.
Yeah, it really is. It's going to be really interesting to see if Disruptor can be there in the right times to send back the Wisp or the Chaos Knight exactly when he needs to. And of course, if Disruptor is there and he sends back the Chaos Knight, the Wisp is just completely on his own, and Wisp is not a strong hero, so the Wisp has got to be really, really careful with relocates and know exactly what he's going to do with them. Solo middle feed really taking their time over their last pick. They really want to get it right. They've only got about 6 seconds remaining, so we will see it soon. Templar Assassin! So they are going to be running the Magnus on the offlane, and the Templar Assassin will be against Invoker in mid, and I think this is shaken up Invader Gaming quite a lot because they were really, really expecting the Magnus to go mid. And yeah, this Templar is going to absolutely ruin Invoker.
Well, we've tried as much as we can to see an Invoker versus a Templar Assassin work, but unless you've got a very, very good mid compared to an average mid for Invoker compared to an only average mid for Templar Assassin, it's very much unlikely. Templar Assassin has the most advantage, being refraction, stopping anything really going through. It makes Cold Snap a bit over a nightmare. You have to spec so heavily into Wex to do any damage, and you still can't get away. Invoker just loses his Ghost Walk once that gets popped, and Templar Assassin comes right back because that rune control means she just has the upper hand all the time, only beaten by Bat Rider really in mid there, and the Magnus obviously giving something a credit. But Magnus in the offlane, someone we've actually seen not do that well. He is such a strong hero, really just there for his team fight, but every time we've seen him on the offlane, he's been disabled so much that teams just kind of get used to blocking him out.
Yeah.
And he doesn't make as much of an impact on the game, so we're hoping to see Solomon defeat this game, really not lose out on that Magnus and being able to get the skewer on and the reverse polarity.
Well, that's what they're thinking about now, and they're really taking a long time. This Templar Assassin pick has really shaken them up because the Invoker is. They're really wondering what they can do with the Invoker. Can they really risk playing the Invoker maybe on the off lane? To by chance come up against Magnus, and maybe they are because they've picked up Puck. So it's really going to be interesting to see which one they actually decide to run in mid, because neither of them are particularly strong on the offlane, you have to say, but they're really probably going to be banking on getting this Invoker against a Magnus, because that's really going to help them quite a lot, and Puck is okay against Templar Assassin.
Well, I'll call it now. Invoker's going to be trying to go against that Magnus, because Invoker versus Magnus actually isn't a bad combo. Invoker really is a nice way to counter Magnus in terms of how dangerous he is with that harass and to be able to skewer away. Well, yeah. Puck isn't a very bad choice whatsoever. While he's not amazing against avoiding those side blades, which can do so much damage, and he is quite squishy, he has that illusory orb which manages to get through. He just prods through the refraction and then uses his illusory orb. He has a silence to stop another one coming up, and that AoE meaning that she can trap him. And Dream Coil works a little more effective, although a little more risky. Psionic Trap, it just manages to keep Templar in the base. So if he can get the advantage, well, but no, I take my words back, because wow, they're going for a Puck on the offlane, and I have to say, I'm not quite sure I'd agree with their choice, but I have to see how they do.
Yeah, well, we're going to run through the teams now. I'm going to handle the Radiant, and then we'll flick over to Vague for the Dire. So Spray will be on the Puck, flicking back over to mid. We have Tengri, who will be on the Invoker. Bot lane, we have Blackbone on that Disruptor. We also have Sacred, who will be taking up the Shadow Demon. And a name I cannot pronounce, Wekedel? I don't know, it's either an I or an L. He will be on the Lifestealer, and actually we see a little bit of engagement already. The Chaos Knight with the Tether really looking to try and catch out Shadow Demon, but a nice disruption stops them in their tracks.
And obviously, as we've already seen them start to try and get a little bit fighty and exciting from the Invoker. We have Forgotten Fury, their chosen carry of choice. Their carry of choice on the Chaos Knight, we have Phalanx. On the Wisp, Giant. On Templar Assassin, Black Devil 11. On the Jakiro, and finally we have Tainted, their chosen offlaner, on the Magnus.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see what actually happens here. Can the Puck get anything against Magnus? But most importantly, you have to say, is can Invoker stop TA? Because if TA knows what they're doing, and I expect they probably do, solo mid or feed are not a slouch team, then this Invoker's going to have a little bit of trouble.
Well, with a name like that, you'd assume they have to have at least one good mid player, so surely Templar Assassin is going to have the advantage here. But you never know, Invaders could be quite invasive, try and get through, especially that aggressive try-v-try that we're so fond of seeing, and maybe they can do it again. But Puck versus Magnus, this is going to be a really strange combination. Technically, she could do okay. Puck has the ability to use phase shift to spec straight into phase shift, so that's really nice play by her, by the person playing the Puck. Puck is actually genderless, I should add. So Magnus's shockwave can really easily be avoided now by phase shift, and now the illusory orb to try and get a little bit of harass off and to do some damage. But obviously, not having a bottle, not going for that kind of bottle build, means that they might have some trouble. But they've put a ward down in jungle. They're making sure they're trying to stop Magnus from pulling the lane. They could be okay.
Yeah, I'm not. I thought Puck was a girl, but okay, that's fair enough. If she's genderless, that's absolutely fine. But yeah, Invoker versus Templar in mid. You can see that Invoker's taking a very, very short lead, but as we said, it's not going to last for very long, we don't think. As soon as Templar manages to get up a few more in a refraction, when she gets to like level 3 and level 4, she's going to definitely take a massive lead in mid against Invoker. Invoker's going to really, really struggle. Although he is going Quas Wex, so he is doing what he needs and everything he needs to try and keep up with this Templar Assassin. We're going to have... Oh, no, nothing's happening at top. Just a little bit of harass.
Well, this is the kind of thing. With Invoker, there's a problem of you need both Quas and Wex, and you need it in abundance to take on Templar Assassin. You need the Quas because side blades hurt, and if Giant is any good at landing those side blades, Tengri will be down on health very, very quickly. But they need a lot of Wex because they need to have the attack speed to actually take on the refraction, because it is such a great blocker that just using a cold snap gets completely made redundant from it.
Yeah, completely. I do agree with that. It's going to be interesting to see what actually happens. It's also going to be interesting to see whether this Chaos Knight can get enough farm to come up against a Lifestealer, because Lifestealer, you have to say, does have the better of the engagement if they do decide to. Forgotten Fury's just dived in. Nice Ice Path actually catches all of them. There's the Rage being used by the Lifestealer, and a nice disruption actually saves Disruptor, and the first blood goes to Sacred on the Shadow Demon. And now we actually see Weck, I'm going to call him Weck, chasing down the Jakiro, but they're not going to get him, and a little bit of a failed engagement actually. They thought they could get the Disruptor. He was on so little HP, and he just managed to get away. Oh, nice Ice Path again though, but the Rage gets popped, and I don't think they're going to be able to get him, or are they? Forgotten Fury still trying to land a stun. He doesn't actually have any mana whatsoever. Is he going to be able to get Sacred? No, he's not. Sacred gets away on 40 HP, and they all have to back off again. It's all going on at this bottom lane.
Well, Valix tried really hard there to get enough spirits, but with only 1 point in spirits, he's not going to do enough damage with them there. So despite some really, really nice positioning, actually, managing to get them all. Actually, I guess the Templar Assassin just allowed Wisp to have that rune, considering normally TA having a domination like that would help. But no, at bottom again, they're going for Invader, and again, Forgotten Fury's just being led into this kinetic field, but it might cost Blackbone his life. Surely it won't. Surely they'll be able to get away. Yes, they will. Of course they will. They're being fine. They're being safe. And that kinetic field is proving its value, just trapping Chaos Knight every single time.
Yeah, well, Lifestealer's not on a lot of HP now. He probably has to back off, because he can't risk getting another Reality Rift from Forgotten Fury. He'll just straight up die. We've seen how much damage Chaos Knight can actually do to him, so any more damage will almost certainly kill him. So this Wisp is just harassing with his spirits, and that's going to get very, very annoying. But looking back in mid, you can see that Templar is now actually taking a little bit of a lead against Invoker, and she can also get every single rune that she wants. So she's really living the high life right now.
Well, Invoker's doing exactly what he needs. He's specking into Quas, and he's specking into Wex evenly. It'd be interesting to see if he tries to go for Wex over Quas, because that does seem to be the biggest chance he has. But again, look at that refraction. A nice tornado, actually, to try and stop it. But you're not going to get through.
We're going to have to look down at bottom. The SMF actually dived in, and they managed to get the kill on the Shadow Demon. So nice play by them, and the Wisp actually got the kill on it. So that's exactly what they needed to do, just to try and get a little bit more farm. And they need this Wisp to get up levels as quickly as possible, because as soon as he gets his relocate, he's absolutely tremendously useful for their entire team. But he's not particularly useful until he gets that level 6.
Well, exactly. We wanted to have all the feed even wanted to have all the regen items he can get and that relocate, because once he has those two, it becomes the very much one of the most useful supports in the game without a doubt. Being able to use that so efficiently.
That was a little bit weird. I was actually lagging a little bit, but I fixed it now. I don't know what it was. I think it was Skype playing up. So I actually all I had to do was minimize it, which is a little bit weird. But that seemed to have done the trick. But looking at bottom lane, it really is just a kind of, both these tri lanes are so good, and they're both kind of really even, so it's gonna just come down to who can play better as to who can actually win the lane.
Well, JD, if you're looking mid, I'm going to be quite shocked, but the Invoker not only is in the lead by 5 last hits, so he's taken quite a significant lead, and he's managing to do a lot more.
But there's a reason. There's a reason Templar's actually gone bottom, and now she has her trap, so she actually wants to go for the kill, but they've spotted her out. They have the runes there. They've spotted her. Are they going to be able to get her? The Wisp goes in. The ice path's really nicely placed, but the kinetic field again stopping them going anywhere. Disruption being used on himself, but he will be taken down by the Templar Assassin. Are they going to dive anyone else? I think they're just going to get one kill, be content with that, and back off. And yeah, nice play, a nice gank actually coming in from Giant. It looked like they messed it up a little bit because they got spotted in the trees, but it didn't matter in the end. The Wisp came in and they dived onto that Shadow Demon and managed to pick him up.
Well, that was really nice play, especially by the Phalanx, to be able to make sure that it's just far enough so that the Tether pulls him in a little bit closer, meant that he just got that stun so nicely and could come in to use his overcharge to really give that Chaos Knight exactly what he needed, the extra prod, the extra attack speed there, which was so useful, and the damage reduction meaning that he couldn't really get that badly hurt, which as a very tanky carry he doesn't need to worry about too much anyway.
Invoker actually coming down bottom now as well, so they're actually looking to maybe get another kill. The Observer Ward's been put up by Chikiro, but they're going to be able to deward that. They have a sentry there. Invoker's coming in. Are they going to deward it before Invoker comes in? I don't think they are. The Ice Path actually gets popped. Is he going to use the Tornado? Yes, he is. It catches Chikiro. Chikiro could get taken out. The EMP being used, but it completely misses. And the Wisp actually manages to get him away. Tainted comes in. Doesn't use the ultimate. But they all managed to get away from it, and they actually might turn it around. They've gone for Tengri, Forgotten Fury, taking a hell of a lot of damage. They've caught the Wisp in the kinetic field. Is he going to go down? No, they don't have any damage, and they're all just backing off of it. But wow, that Chikiro really taken down to about 20 HP, and just managing to get away because of really nice tether by the Wisp. Overcharging gave him that move speed that he needed to get away from it.
Well, this is the thing, we now have an Invoker at level 7. He's gone fully into Quas-Wex, so he's gone for quite a supporting role, not a single point in Exor, because he didn't want to risk anything against this Templar Assassin. And so we're going to see him move through the lanes a lot, because he does have that high mobility from pointing into Wex. It's going to be really interesting to see who is going to be the better ganker out of these two. Is Templar Assassin going to go for it? Logically, Templar Assassin should have an advantage, but you know, they've got some great disables here. A Tornado plus a kinetic field goes very nicely.
Oh yeah, the Tornado is definitely a really good ganking tool, especially if you pair it with the Cold Snap. So I can definitely see that being used. But oh, hey, sorry, I'm just like complaining about a little Dota bug where you click to look somewhere on the map and it takes you to somewhere completely different. It happens to me all the time, and it's really frustrating. But Templar Assassin hanging around at bottom as well. They've dewarded, so but now they know they're here because they did actually manage to spot. Puck has an illusion. No, has the invisibility, so she could pop her ulti and catch a few of them. She does. The silence doesn't get popped off by them, and she gets stunned. And there's the Magnus ultimate and the shockwave. It's going to take them all. I don't think Lifesteal is going to be able to get away from this. No, he isn't. And a 3 for 0. Really nice play by that Magnus to catch them all in the reverse polarity, and the shockwave just pretty much killed them.
Well, that was absolutely mad. A great advantage there by solo middle feed. It looked like they were actually struggling a reasonable amount against Invaders in the beginning, but look how they're turning this around now. And they're just kind of, well, it still is the beginning by no means a stretch of the imagination, but the very early beginning, it looked like Invaders were taking the lead. But it's actually quite a balanced game, despite those 5 kills.
Well,
if we look at last hits and denies, oh, what's going on in mid? Sorry. I thought you just had something to say.
I was just going to say, well, if you have a look at the XP graph, it's actually dead even pretty much. There's about 20 XP difference. It's actually changed quite a lot now, actually. There's about 550 XP in favour of SMF, and we look at gold, and it's about 2,500 in favour of SMF. So it's a really close game, and it can go either way by all means. And this Puck, the Puck, if she had got her silence off, you have to feel that they would have been able to win that fight, but she just couldn't get it off in time. And the Magnus's skewer into reverse polarity really did ruin their team fight completely.
Well, that's exactly what you want to see from a Magnus that's been put in the offlane. You don't want to see him get a bit kind of disabled away. You want to see him do as much as he can and not just kind of be forgot about.
We have to look at bottom. We have to look at bottom. The Chikiro Ice Path gets popped. The kinetic field actually kept them in place, but I don't think it's going to save. It's not going to save them, the Ice Path. Forgotten Fury is almost certainly going to go down. He does. Puck comes in the back, gets the kill. Is she going to go for the double? Yes, she will. The double kill actually falls to Tengri on the Invoker, but nice play and a nice counter gank and a 3 for 0, and that's going to shift it a little bit back in favor of Invaders, and they really needed to do that.
Exactly, that was really, really nice. And this is all about just kind of fight after fight. This is how the graphs are kind of changing. And so the teams are dead even. That last match seemed to like it put solo mid or feed in charge, but then the second Invaders come right back and do that. You can see these teams are so even. And it's going to really take someone kind of just winning a couple of team fights consecutively to really change anything at the moment.
Oh, they're going to catch Sacred out though. The Templar's there. There's no way he's going to be able to get away. There's the slow. Although Tengri with the really nice tornado actually may keep him alive. No, the Chaos Knight uses that Reality Rift and gets the kill, and now's turned around on Spray. Is Spray going to be able to get away? It doesn't look very likely at all. One Shockwave will finish them off. So solo middle feed coming straight back at him again and picking up another 2 kills.
Well, that was really nice. The Puck kind of went in as if he had his ultimate, but he obviously didn't, and that costs a lot because a Puck without that, without the Blink Dagger really is not someone that you want to send in. They're so squishy. It's just such a squishy hero that you have to be very, very careful. And once you get the Blink Dagger, then you can just send Puck flying in and just blink it straight out, because after he pops everything, he can come out, and it's just, not only does it look great, but it keeps him safe. But at this moment, without a Blink Dagger, he's really going to struggle.
Yeah, he really is. There are some... Yeah, he's really got to look to get in that Blink Dagger as fast as he can, because until he gets it, he's not really got the survivability that he needs. Looking at top though, Tainted. Yeah, Tainted completely misses the reverse polarity. It doesn't actually pull off in the end because he got silenced before he used it, and another kill. A kill goes back, sorry, to Invaders. So it's just so back and forth, this game. It's really, really difficult to call. If we look at the XP graph, it's about 1,000 in favor of SMF, and the gold graph is about 3,000. So they've actually taken a little bit more of a dive, and we'll just have to wait for that to update, though, for the last kill. But yeah, Invaders are doing what they need to do to try and get back into this game. They're picking off the kills where they can. Invoker's playing exceptionally well, and that's pretty much all they can do right now. Just hope for those solo kills, because they can't engage in a team fight. They'll just end up losing one of those.
Well, as long as they have a Magnus with that reverse polarity off cooldown, it actually would have been a lot better for Magnus to have landed that, because he still would have died in that situation. So if he would have done that, he would have just lost that, and the cooldown would have been activated. Which, although it isn't huge, just 2 minutes is a big amount of time for Invaders to be able to go in there and know that they're safe from that huge, horrible reverse polarity for them.
Yeah. So there's the Invader using that that really nice tornado. The kinetic field gets pops. It's hold them all in place, and the ultimate from Disruptor. So Forgotten Fury has got no chance of getting away. But Giant doing a hell of a lot of damage. Tainted in there as well. Pops the reverse polarity. Doesn't really catch many people. Giant hanging around. Is he going to be able to get anything? I don't think he is. He's just going to have to try and back off. Rage isn't up though. He doesn't have the mana. One more right click will do it. He does get the kill, and a nice Ice Path to lock down the Puck. Is Giant going to be able to get away? He dodges the Illusionary Orb, and he will get away. And a 2 for 1 in favor of SMF, but they managed to, they managed to dive that tower and pick up the kill on that Lifestealer, which is very, very important.
Well, in every fight, it just looks like Invader got the lead, but then Solo and Feed seem to turn it around. And they just don't give up. Even when they're really low health, they really go back in, and that is what makes the difference in these kind of teams, to be able to just go back in, not quite give up, and wait until the movements come in. It's exactly what you want to see. But this Magnus, clearly, look at the move speed from Tether. It's absolutely insane. 449. Is he going to be able to do anything? Tengri doing so much damage. Surely Tainted is going to be able to go on that. No, he isn't, because Tether runs out. He's not really wanting to risk it. But wow, look at that play.
Yeah, Tengri playing very well on the Invoker, actually, comboing off as often as he can, and he really has that combo nailed down. He's really doing it well, but he might get caught out by Forgotten Fury. It looks like there might be a little bit of a dive. The Puck actually comes in and saves him. Nothing comes of it, and he's actually jumped right into the middle and used his ultimate, so the Puck is almost certainly going to die, although the phase shift might save his life. He's popped the ultimate on them all. In comes WEC. Is he going to get any kills? Lifestealer really trying to get as many as he can, but Forgotten Fury's move speed is way too high with that Tether. They're almost certainly not going to be able to pick him up. They're looking around the back, but they get the 1 for 0. They manage to pick up the Jakiro, and Invaders play that really well, but every time Invaders have a chance to get a really, really nice win in a team fight, it just seems like SMF are able to just do a little bit and get away and get most of their people away and only lose a hero.
Well, both of these teams are fantastic, and Invader are behind by a nose. It's that close. They just have to win a little bit more of a team fight. Maybe just commit a little bit more to when they're getting low, and come back in. And I reckon they will definitely win a few more team fights, because it's just coming down to SMF stepping back when they're low on health, and then coming back when the spells just come quite off cooldown. They don't seem to mind risking dying, and that has given them the tiniest advantage here.
Yeah, almost certainly. We're going to have to see how it actually plays out. I'm going to flick up the XP graph now, and we can see that Invaders have actually come right back at it with the XP graph. They're only about 1,000 behind now. It used to be 2,000, but the gold is still staying about flat. It's staying about 3,500 in favor of SMF. But the thing about Invaders' team is that they can do well regardless of whether they've got less gold or not, because they're so spell orientated. Plus, they have the Lifestealer, who is one of the hardest carries on Little Farm just because of his rage. He has pretty much a free BKB, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens. Although the combo again by Invoker, are they going to be able to pick up this Jakiro? They almost certainly are. They do get him. Although around the back, reverse polarity catches two. The skewer, is it off cooldown? Does he have the mana for it? I don't think he does. And Disruptor pops the ultimate. Disruptor's not going to get away though. Tengri still in there, and Puck. They're actually taking on Forgotten Fury, but Wisp's ultimate pops. They managed to get the Magnus, and a bit unfortunate the Chaos Knight had to be dragged back with Wisp. Then, if he'd broken that tether, you have to feel he would have got a kill or two. They've spotted them. What are they gonna do? Forgotten Fury's just got to get out of there. They're both gonna die surely. The Wisp is gonna fall first. There he goes, and now Forgotten Fury is gonna go down. Puck using the ultimate. Giant on the back of it. Is he going to be able to do anything? No. Really nice play by Chikiro, locking him down. Although there goes Lifestealer. He has meld. Is he going to be able to get away from it? No. They can see him in the meld, and they pick up yet another kill. And now they're diving the Chikiro once again. So they're really going for it. This is so aggressive. 5 seconds to be moved back by the glimpse, and they're going to get him as well. The ice path popped, but it's not enough to save his life. And Invaders turning it around so much in that last fight. Now have a look at the XP and gold graphs. XP all of a sudden favouring Invaders.
I'm just going to have to now look actually at the fight again, because Tainted just skewered in there. Really risked his life, and now a reality rift from Forgotten Fury to pick up this Sacred. And Sacred does fall, so Invader there just kind of losing that Shadow Demon here because he was being so aggressive. Invader being insane here. As we were thinking, they might be a little bit invasive, and my god, they are. They are just coming straight back at the Soda middle feed with their own aggressive tactics, and this is going to be the most action-filled fight because both these teams just want to kill each other.
They really do. And have a look at the XP and gold graphs. You can see XP is now 3k in favour of Invaders, where it was 2,000 in favour of solo middle feed before that really long fight. And then we flick it over to gold, and you can see that Invaders are only about 1,500 behind now, where they were about 3.5k. So they've really pulled it back with that team fight. That is exactly what they needed to do at this point to try and get back into this game.
Well, where Invader are so spell orientated, they want their lead to be in XP graph. They don't be in the XP kind of region. They don't have to worry so much about gold. But actually, it looks like at top, they're going to take down Forgotten Fury. The cold snap has gone on him. Surely it's not going to be able to escape this. No way.
Reverse polarity.
Oh my god, the ultimate from Puck. Reverse polarity actually tries to stop Tengri and Sacred, but it's not going to be able to stop. Forgotten Fury uses his armlet toggle to try and escape. Surely he's not going to be able to escape this. It's a while before cold snap comes off cooldown. Invoker tries to give it up, but Lifestealer is here now. The tether might be able to escape the Chaos Knight. He's still got his armlet toggle and is doing it efficiently. The tether's going to allow him to actually get away. So really nice play by Wisp to be able to just come in, noticing the Lifestealer is having to armlet toggle to survive. So yeah. Chaos Knight is having to armlet toggle to survive. Just coming in to make sure that Chaos Knight can get away safely.
And trading a 1-for-1 then was pretty much the best case scenario for SMF. They even managed to keep the Chaos Knight, their carry, alive, and he now finishes off his boots. So he has armlet and boots now. So he's going to be a lot more survivable than he was. But that really went exceptionally well for SMF. Not only to only lose the Magnus for the Shadow Demon to keep that Chaos Knight alive, where it looked like they were just going to lose 2 or 3 heroes quite easily.
Well, let's have a look at the items actually that Solo Mid or Feed have. As we can already see, Giant has his Blink Dagger and Phase Boots, so he's going to be able to just blink in and do huge amounts of damage. If that wasn't enough, they also have Wisp to be able to help blink in, relocate to almost give an effective extra blink at the exact same time as the Templar Assassin came in. So they have the ability to just literally come in. Magnus will probably get a blink as well, and then you're going to see an entire team appear out of nowhere for Invaders. So if they can get behind the trees, they can really take Invader by surprise. And take out possibly the Magnus. So Magnus just take out possibly someone like the Chaos Knight in case he gets in danger. So it's a really nice way of playing and a really nice way to, it's a really nice gank oriented team actually. But we also see Whispers as Tranquil Boots is just going to be able to tether up to anyone and give that extra heal, which is exactly what you want to see. But meanwhile, when you look at Invader, we have all of them are getting really nice farm. Invoke has his drums and phase boots. It's clear that he's confident with what is built, confident with the hero enough to use him, and he is so good with him.
Yeah, it really is. All of these players are playing exceptionally well. Well, when you look at the farm of Chaos Knight compared to the farm of the Lifestealer, Chaos Knight is doing so much better. I mean, Lifestealer doesn't even have his boots yet. So Chaos Knight has the boots and the armlet, although looking at Chaos Knight, he's been harassed down pretty heavily. Armlet toggles to try and stay alive. He is going to stay alive because of that Wisp tether again, saving his life. That extra move speed is coming in so useful to save so many players on this team.
Well, absolutely. Wisp is kind of a guardian angel in that sense, and actually it's called EO the Guardian Angel, so there you go. The tether just allows him to get the extra amount of regen. He can pop his Tranquil Boots with it. He can even use a Soul Ring to try and get that extra mana. He won't take Forgotten Fury, might not take the damage, but he will. He might get the mana regen, but it's so useful. Wisp just being able to spec completely into being a support.
Smoke gank at top. Tainted is completely smoked up with Black Devil and Giant, so if they want to try and dive this tower, they could quite easily. It's only Shadow Demon there if they want to go for it, but they're not going to. They're actually just going to rotate and try and go somewhere else. Maybe they could have just went under that tower then, but I don't think they had vision. I don't think they wanted to go for it. But Spray might get caught out. They've now spotted him. There goes the skewer. It actually misses. Really nice play by the puck to miss the reverse polarity, and the glimpse sending Tainted back as he used the reverse polarity, completely misses. Really nice play by Invaders to save them then.
And apparently Tengri picking up that Wisp there, asking where the Chaos Knight was. A little nice bit of banter there. But it's nice to see these teams kind of trading in that.
Forgotten Fury though. Forgotten Fury looks like he might get caught. Disruption. Black Devil tries to put the ultimate on top. It's not going to do anything. The kinetic field actually completely misses. But look at that damage that's being done because of the Soul Catcher. They're taking so much damage off that Disruptor ultimate. Forgotten Fury's going to almost fall as well. He's armlet toggling so well actually to be able to survive. I don't think he's going to be able to. Surely he is. Magnus skewers them all away and then just tries to run. Kinetic field does catch him. So now we see the Lifestealer versus the Magnus. Is he going to be able to pick him off? Yes, he is. He does go down. The rest of SMF come back in. Forgotten Fury getting a few kills. He gets glimpsed back actually, and in goes the Invoker. Is he going to be able to pick up another kill? Really nice play by Forgotten Fury. They just can't kill him because of that armlet. He keeps toggling it so well.
Well, that and the tether from the Wisp, combined with the fact that every single time he catches Forgotten Fury on low health, he just pops that tether and then the Tranquil Boots, means that he just technically has this permanent extra bit of Tranquil Boots with him. And it works so nicely. The extra move speed gives him all the advantage because he's melee, and everything, this combo just goes so nicely in their favour, and it's really brilliant to see it back in this kind of play.
Really nice deny actually by Lanaya then to stop them getting that middle tower. She actually managed to deny it while 2 or 3 heroes were attacking it, plus a few siege wagons. So nice deny by her to stop so much gold going back to Invaders. And Invaders are really starting to take hold of the game. The gold graph is almost equal now after being 3.5k in favour of SMF, and the XP graph is really peaking for Invaders at about 4.5k now. So they're really starting to take a good lead. And now,
you can see
look at top. Look at top. They're going on to Forgotten Fury again. They actually send him back. He's going to try and armlet toggle to stay alive. And there we see the Magnus and the Wisp working so well together. The skewer. And they actually manage to get the kill. Puck actually gets away. Or is she going to get away? No, she's not. Tainted gets the kill. Really nice play by him. But in comes Tengri. But no, the Tengri doesn't want any of that, and he backs off. But there we saw the Wisp and the Magnus working so well together. the gank was coming on Chaos Knight, and all of a sudden they turned it around, reverse polarity and skewer, and they managed to get both of the kills for nothing.
And it looks like they're going to engage again. Now, there we go. TA had a blink dagger and she used it on Sacred along with the meld and the refraction, but didn't quite do enough damage. And now Tengri actually going against that Tainted. It was being a little bit too aggressive in his pushing, kind of get caught out of his position, but he can't do enough damage by himself. He specced so heavily into Wex to counter that Templar Assassin. As I said, he'd really have to if he wanted to fight that refraction, and it's given him great mobility, so he doesn't need anything else. He's got the Wex, he's got the Force Staff, he's definitely the most mobile hero on the map, even considering Wisp with his ultimate. Having a 90-second cooldown, Tinkery's most definitely the best kind of in terms of ability, but it's still not got enough damage. It's got a great tornado range, which really helps, and a great use of that EMP, but Wex isn't going to give him the most damage overall. It's just going to give him some attack speed, and it's going to leave him quite weak in other areas. He's going to have to build that Aghanim Scepter quite quickly and just be promoted pretty much just to a spellcaster.
Looking in mid again. They're going to try and catch out Forgotten Fury. There's the stun. Is the disruption going to be coming on top? Oh, and the disruption gets popped, and the tornado at the same time, plus the EMP. Are they going to get Forgotten Fury at last? He keeps armlet toggling. They can't kill him. The ultimate, they do end up killing him eventually. Now the glimpse being used on Tainted. He doesn't have his ultimate up quite yet. He has it in 4 seconds. He's just waiting. He really wants to cast it. Is he going to be able to? No, the disruptor ultimate actually silences him. Sacred not a lot of HP. They actually managed to get the kill. Giant was actually being seen in there. The Sentry Wall got placed down. Nice placement. They've dived the Jakiro. They pick him up as well. And Invaders are really running away with this now.
Oh, look how good a pick this Tengri was. We thought he wouldn't be able to cope against Templar Assassin, but no, specking fully into Wex, he's been able to cope really, really well against him. And actually 9-0, they are so confident with this Invoker, and this is the kind of power of having an amazing Invoker on your team. Even when since his last nerf, he's doing so well against this kind of team where he should have actually been countered.
Yeah, it really did look like they were going to counter him, and the Wisp just isn't working out quite as well as they wanted. Magnus has his reverse polarity though, so if they spot an opportunity, the Wisp and Magnus are going to be going for a kill. There's almost no doubt about it. Or Wisp and Forgotten Fury will be going for a kill pretty soon because they need to start getting this Chaos Knight a little bit more farm. Because you look at Lifestealer and he's nearly caught him up. He's actually got 2k of gold sitting in the bank now, so he's actually slightly ahead of Chaos Knight now, I believe, on net worth. We'll flick that open now. He is, I know he's very slightly behind. He's about 200 behind, so,
Well, Valix's Wisp has actually done an amazing job, but they just can't quite manage. They're really doing well, and it's crazy to sound as if either team is winning, because neither team is. This is breakneck. Every single fight seems to turn it in one team's way or the other, and every 5 minutes or so, it's just switching in terms of one team, other team, one team, other team. So Invader and SMF very much nicely evenly matched, and it's going to take something crazy to really separate these two.
Yeah, I think this is one of the closest games that we've actually seen for quite a while in our tournament, and this is it's gonna be interesting to see what they can actually do, because you look at the late games of both teams and they both have a pretty good late game. I mean, Chaos Knight versus Lifestealer, you have to say that Lifestealer has a very slight edge, but Chaos Knight is obviously exceptionally good at all stages of the game with that crit. If he can hit a few crits on the Lifestealer, he can quite easily kill him before he can do anything else. So and of course the Magnus with his reverse polarity actually hitting through. Puck comes in, she has the ulti, she pops it, but it actually hits no one because they were all in the tornado from Tengri. They turn it around. Are they going to be able to get him? The ultimate gets popped. There's the reverse polarity catching Puck. He will die. Tengri also falls, and the glimpse actually saves Tainted life. He was right underneath the tower and he managed to get away because of it. So the disruptor actually saving him. In comes Lifestealer. That's only an illusion. He's not going to be able to get anything from that. And it looks like now all the teams just back off, and this time a really good invasion for SMF, and it's 2020 again. But look at the back, Wisp and Giant really trying to do as much as they can. And Forgotten Fury, they're going to take out even more. They've killed the Disruptor on the back of that, and the Invoker. So Invoker finally dies, and Forgotten Fury has got so much damage with his armlet and his boots.
Well, the Chaos Knight has 2.6k now. He can technically buy exactly whatever he wants, and it'll be interesting to see exactly what he buys. Maybe against this Lifestealer, considering he's going to have so much damage against him.
Look at bottom though. They're actually diving to try and get this Lifestealer. Are they going to get him? Magnus, one right click will do it. No, Lifestealer has the armlet, so he's able to get away with some nice toggling. But it looks like they are going to be taking this tower. There's absolutely nothing that the Invaders can do about that.
Well, Tainted just actually now as his blink dagger he will be buying that. He just smoked up, but now was caught out by Spray, and Spray is now actually going to try and be chasing him. Is he going to go for it? No, he's actually turned back around, and it looks like he could be caught out now. It could have been a nice bit of baiting there.
Tengri's
been caught in the stun. Spray tries to help him out, but he doesn't really do that much considering Tornado was already up. Forgotten Fury is actually going to fall to the puck, and the Wisp is going to fall to the puck. So really nice play there by Spray. Getting a double kill. We have Giant here trying to escape. Surely he won't be able to. No, he won't be able to. There's so much damage. There are open wounds from the Lifestealer, and then finally that extra Soul Catcher damage from Shadow Demon just manages to get the kill.
And Invaders turn it back around again. It looked like Tengri was going to get caught out, but they had so much nuke damage, nuke AoE. I mean, the Disruptor popped up his ultimate. The Puck with her ultimate right in the middle of it, locked them all inside, and then the Invoker Tornado before that, it really did do an awful lot of damage to the whole team from SMF, and they fell ridiculously fast.
Well, this is a kind of Mexican standoff. One person gets the advantage and it instantly seems to go just to the other. So we may see Invaders start to take more of a lead this time. We may more likely see Solo Mode Feed just turn it back in their favour. This is crazy. Just all keeps kind of going in favour of each person's court, and they keep delivering it back. But each team know what they're doing against this. It's just a case of who's initiating first, who manages to stay in, who quite manages to escape so that Wisp can come in and give them some heals. Or the same kind of situation for Shadow Demon, like Disruptor to help out for Invader, and it's really so breakneck.
Yeah, it could go either way. This is actually a really exciting game, and I wasn't expecting to be this close. Obviously, we haven't actually been able to see Invaders play before, but I was expecting one team to get more ahead than the other at this stage. But they're both just so close. It's pretty unbelievable, really. But Giant just scouting out. They're going to try and catch that Shadow Demon, but they surely know he's an illusion after Wisp has hit him a few times with his spirits, and the spirits haven't blown up. So they know that that's just an illusion. And it actually aggro's Roshan a little bit, which is pretty fun. But yeah, if we have a look at the net worth, we can really see that Invoker is quite a way ahead on net worth. He's over 1,000 ahead of the Templar Assassin and the Chaos Knight, but Chaos Knight still miles ahead of the Lifestealer, 1.6k ahead. Lifestealer gets his boots, picks up a Hyperstone, and Chaos Knight getting his Yasha. He's really looking towards getting his Manta style as soon as he can.
Well, this Chaos Knight is doing so fantastically well, and Solo Mode Feed, it seems every single game that they play, they bring this kind of tension, they keep it so close that maybe we should start placing bets on every single team, the game they're playing being this tense. But my god, they always like to keep it breakneck by no stretch of the imagination, keeping this very aggressive playstyle. The Templar Assassin now putting her ultimate down in Roshan's pit, and those spirits from Wisp keep on aggroing Roshan. Maybe it's just having fun and seeing how far we can pull him. We're not sure, but
yeah, more than likely that might be what it is. You never know. But it looks like SMF actually want to try something in mid. They probably won't be able to do anything though. The entirety of Invaders are up, and they do have all their spells, and they have such good team fight that SMF really do need the perfect engagement to be able to stop them. They need to be able to catch one or two out by surprise. It looks like that's what they might be trying to do with Tengri, but Tengri actually knew they were there. Throws up the tornado. Is Puck going to go in? No, Puck actually decides to back off, and the whole of SMF just walk away from this one. So this looks like it could be a very long game, as both teams play very tentatively now.
Well, it looked for a moment like they're actually scouting out Roshan, and you couldn't blame them if they were. If you look at everything about the ward placements and what they were trying to do here, it looked very much like SMF were going to go for it, but they seem to have just changed their mind. And staying in mid constantly means that they're kind of staying as a target. Invader know they're up to something. You can't stay in mid for this long and not look a little bit suspicious, especially when you're the dire around Roshan and you're trying to put wards near there. But Invader are going to stay around. They're not going to try and risk it, and maybe they're just putting those up there so that Tainted can try and stack some Ancients and allow Chaos Knight to get even more farm. It's more than possible. When second Magnus has that cleave, we haven't even talked about the ability for Magnus to put that Empower onto Chaos Knight, and Chaos Knight potentially doing all that extra damage could be ridiculous. And yes, exactly as I thought, they're going to use the Empower on Forgotten Fury to get him even more farm. We know how much this team enjoy having Forgotten Fury get those Ancients all stacked and get loads of farm, and he does that with a lot of style. He's already picked up an ultimate orb actually, so it'll be interesting to see. He's going for a Manta style.
Yeah, he will have that very, very shortly. He'll have that in about 300 gold, and that's really not a lot. Lifesteal are actually going into the puck, so maybe they're actually looking for a little bit of engagement. Spray is just scouting out. But if they can use that puck with the Lifestealer inside to really jump into the middle of them, they can really win a team fight immensely quickly before Forgotten Fury can even do anything. So the scepter is up on Tengri. So Invoker has his scepter, and it's going to be interesting to see which what both teams actually decide to do now.
Well, I have to point out how clever it is from Chaos Knight to actually go for a Manta Style, because the extra health won't come from it, but it looks like that gank might have failed a little bit.
No, they weren't going for it. They just teleported in so that Forgotten Fury could get the last hit on the tower. Really nice spot by them. They saw the tower was on about 70 HP, so they went in there and they got it as Invoker was coming in to defend. So nice play. They managed to get the last hit on the tower. They managed to get Forgotten Fury a little bit more farm. And now he has his Manta Style, and it has just been delivered to him. So he is going to have a lot of damage now. Plus his illusions, obviously, are also going to have a lot of damage, because we know how good Chaos Knight illusions are.
Well, that's the thing. It's not only genius because his illusions do so much damage, but it's really, really clever in the fact that he's chosen this because it doesn't give him more health. It doesn't give him much more health, sorry, which means that Lifestealer doesn't get this much of a perk from him buying it. Every single strength item that Forgotten Fury buys helps out Lifestealer's damage against Chaos Knight a little more too. But to pick up a Manta Style means that not only can he counter Lifesteal a little bit, because Lifestealer has a single target. They know about it. Be mad. No, Forgotten Fury is stuck in the camp. Surely he's going to be able to escape this, is he?
Are they even going for it? Yeah, the Invoker's put down his EMP, and a really nice Ice Path actually catches too. Are they going to go into the middle? There's the reverse polarity. The Skewer doesn't quite land, but it doesn't need to. And SMF turned this fight around completely. Triple kill for Forgotten Fury. Now the ultra kill for Forgotten Fury. And wow, you saw those illusions. You saw how much damage they did. And that Magnus reverse polarity absolutely ripped Invaders apart.
Well, that was a genius buy there, man. Forgotten Fury, because we can see how well those illusions do damage. We know that Chaos Knight does insane damage with his illusions, and there's no exception here. But it'll be interesting to see exactly what he tries to build next. He's got 2.4k in the bank after that ridiculously good team fight for SMF. He's just going to be taking down the Ancient, so he's getting even more farm. JD, what do you think the CK is going to go for now?
Well, I wouldn't be surprised to see him go for either a Heart of Trask or a more likely, maybe even a Satanic, just so that he can get that insane lifesteal off of it. Although it doesn't even look like he needs it. He can really destroy this team before anything can happen. What he gets next is entirely up to him. But I would expect it to be either a Heart of Trask or maybe something like a Satanic.
Well, with Lifestealer, he's picked up a Hyperstone. It looks like he's going to be trying to go for a Mjolnir. If he does go for that, he's going to be trying to just beat Chaos Knight simply by being a Lifestealer, countering him. Sorry, what
he could be going for an Assault Cuirass as well. It really does depend, because that extra armor is going to be very, very good against Chaos Knight.
I was thinking the same thing, but either way, both do an extremely large amount of damage, and both could really benefit from an Assault Cuirass. Lifestealer so to the point, extremely so, considering that no matter what he builds here, whether he builds a Mjolnir or he builds an Assault Cuirass, he's actually going to go for a Javelin here. So a bit of an interesting pickup.
Maybe he's actually going for a Skull Basher before he uses that Hyperstone for anything. Maybe he feels he really needs to get that Skull Basher and try and lock down the Chaos Knight. So that could be what he's doing there. But look, if we see Giant has a Desolator now. So Giant's they've actually spotted Sacred in the water, and they're going to kill him pretty easily. Tengri is also there. Is he going to be able to Ghost Walk in time? No, really nice Ice Path again. It looks like Tengri's going to get caught down. Reverse Polarity actually completely misses. Really nice Ghost Walk by Tengri. Are they going to be able to get Forgotten Fury? I don't think they are. He's just going back in. There's the Reverse Polarity this time. They're able to kill him. Forgotten Fury gets taken down, but he has the Aegis, so he's just going to turn. He's just going to come straight back. Tengri trying to get away. Is he going to be able to? Ghost Walk's not up for a very long time. If Forgotten Fury can catch him with any of his spells, Tengri's going to die. And here he goes. Yes, he is going to catch him. It looks like Tengri. Oh, really nice play by Tengri, but he's not going to get away. There's the stun from Forgotten Fury. Another Reality Rift, and he goes down.
Well, Templar Assassin's damage is insane now. She only really needs Phase Boost, a Blink Dagger, and a Desolator to be so effective. And look at that. He's just getting so many kills. Solo middle feet now taking the lead. As we were saying, You just need one really good team fight and to win the next one after it, and you can start really snowballing, especially for teams carries like Chaos Knight and like Lifestealer. It's really a case of who wins one team fight and who can win the next as well consecutively that decides who could win this. But Invaders still have every single chance to come back for this. They have a Lifestealer. He's a great counter to Chaos Knight, and provided he goes for the right, if he picks up a Mjolnir with that Hyperstone instead of an Assault Cuirass, he's going to be really helpful in that he can try and take down those illusions quite quickly, as well as easily locate which one is a real one. And if he goes for an Assault Cuirass, then he's going to have that extra speed to just take all the health away from Forgotten Fury anyway.
Yeah, it looks like Skullbasher is probably his main priority, but as we saw, this Tainted on this Magnus is playing so well. He uses the skewer to actually get away. Really nice play, but it looks like they're going to catch him out anyway. They have the Nyx underneath. There's the ulti that he's probably going to get glimpsed back, you would feel. Oh no, but Tengri round the back is going to pick up the kill. The puck might teleport in. No, they've seen them come around the back. Forgotten Fury coming around the back with Wisp. What is Forgotten Fury going to do? He's popped his ultimate. Is he going to use his Manta Style? It doesn't even look like he needs to. His damage is absolutely insane. Now the Manta Style gets popped, and he's killing absolutely everybody with his illusions. That is insane amounts of damage that he's able to do. The Glimpse sends back Giant, so Puck and Disruptor are going to get away, but that's really nothing, seeing that they actually lost the Lifestealer for that. And Forgotten Fury just once again just getting away from it so easily.
Well, it's absolutely insane. He's got now 5.3k in the bank. He can technically buy whatever he wants, but we saw this situation happen with Solar Mid Fee before, where we thought, oh, maybe it's over. But actually, No Connection just got a Phantom Lancer, a Heaven's Halberd, and turned it right around, and we could see the exact same kind of situation happen with Invader. Maybe him finishing off this Skull Basher will just turn it around and make it look like Solar Mid Fee will lose. They won by the skin of their teeth in that game versus No Connection, and they could still win or lose by the skin of their teeth in this game now.
Yeah, absolutely. They've had some really good team fights. So that Magnus has really been instrumental into the lead that they've actually taken in the latter part of this game. When we look at XP graph, have a look at that graph. It's all over the place, but all of a sudden, 12k, 13k in fact, in favour of Invaders, and the gold is over 10,000 in favour of both in favour of SMF by over 10,000. So SMF have really taken a massive lead all of a sudden in this game.
Well, it's only once you get to about 20,000 that you can consider any kind of game-winning point. So it's still more than close enough. Of course, Solar Mid Fee do have a good advantage here, but they could turn it around. But seeing how well Invader play, we know that they know exactly what they're doing. The Lifestealer are actually going to go into the Invoker here, so one good Deafening Blast and a Tornado. He's actually going to use that Tornado now. Is he going to use the Deafening Blast to slow him down? Yes, he is. What's the next spell he's going to pull out? Is he actually going to go for it? No, he isn't. He doesn't want to really risk it. Despite Chaos Knight and Wisp just being on their own, they know how good a combo that is. Wisp can pretty much be the solo support for Forgotten Fury, and together as a combination, they can kind of win the game together. But that ultimate is still on cooldown. It's not got long though, only 3 seconds until Phantasm is back up, and the second it is, he can pop those illusions and the Manta Style and run rampant.
Well, I think the reason that Invoker really didn't want to stay there is because he had no idea where the Magnus was, and if the Magnus jumps out on him and reverse polarities, then he's just going to kill 2 or 3 heroes, so they really didn't want to risk it. But going back into mid, it looks like they might be wanting to take a little bit of a push, although the really nice scouting by a Sacred actually works out where they are, and they will be probably running away from this pretty soon, especially seeing the Magnus. The Magnus isn't even here. The Magnus is just farming. He doesn't even seem to want to be in this fight at the moment. It looks like he's just trying to build up an Assault Cuirass, although he is coming in now, so they know something's about to happen. They know that a big fight is on the cards.
I'm just going to have to point out that actually Chaos Knight going for the item that helps Lifestealer most for him to pick up. He's actually gone for a Heart of Tarask, so while he keeps his armlet on permanently now, it means that Lifestealer gets extra damage in trying to fight him, despite that health bonus maybe going in Chaos Knight's favour. If Lifestealer wants to beat him, that's a perfect item for Chaos Knight to pick up in order for it to slightly, possibly, go in his favour.
Yeah, but that regen is absolutely disgusting. As you said, he can just leave an armlet on all the time now, which is absolutely ridiculous. And I mean, his illusions are going to be exceptionally difficult to kill now that he has a Heart of Tarask.
Well, exactly, but the second that Heart of Tarask is hit by a hero, it turns straight off, and then the armlet starts to take away some of his health.
I mean, look at this. He's just destroying this tower on his own. Absolutely destroying it. Tengri actually comes in. Out come the rest of Invaders. Are they going to be able to get him? I don't see the Puck ultimate anywhere. They haven't used it yet. Now he's used it. They managed to get the kill on the Wisp. Now it looks like they're going on to Black Devil, but look at Forgotten Fury. He's doing so much damage. He's already got a kill. He's got a double kill. He's turning onto Tengri. He's pretty much taking them out all on his own. He's got the triple kill. Now he's looking at that Tengri. Tengri uses the Force Staff to get away, but my god, that Chaos Knight didn't even need to use his Manta style then in order to get the kills. He's backdooring this tower. It looks like he wanted to go onto Tengri, but really nice play by Tengri. Actually manages to get away from it.
Well, this is ridiculous from Forgotten Fury. He's just able to do absolutely anything that he wants. He's actually going to be porting down to bottom to get all the free farm there and stop the tower from getting hurt anymore. And actually, no, ported straight down just to deny the tower and get the farm from it. So again, he is dominating this map, just using ports and using Wisp to make sure that he gets all the towers.
And they're all playing it so well. It really does. I really do wonder what his next item is going to be. He's got 3k in the bank. I don't think he's going to be buying anything quite yet. He really does want to save for. But a little bit of a start actually by Invaders in mid. It looks like they might be going for it. The Yules gets popped on Giant, so he can't do anything. Although Tainted with the reverse polarity hits two of them. The Skewer and the Shockwave almost certainly going to be coming in. Giant's damage is absolutely insane. Is he going to be able to take him out? Yes, he is. Although we see Widackle behind, trying to take out this, Giant, this Templar Assassin. They're not going to be able to get him, I don't think. The Tainted's back in. He tries the sneaky little blink skewer trick, but it doesn't actually do anything in the end. He actually lulls, but Forgotten Fury round the back takes out the lifesteal in a few hits. Tries to dive onto a Forgotten Fury. Now takes out the Disruptor, and Forgotten Fury playing so incredibly well. And look at the damage he's doing to Sacred. One stun will do it if he has it up. I don't think he even needs it. He's just waiting. There's the right click. A triple kill again for Forgotten Fury. And the GGs have come out by Invader, and that is all. It's all over.
Oh, absolutely. There's nothing they can do now. Giant is fed beautifully. She's got a Daedalus now. So there's absolutely nothing they can do against the Templar Assassin, yet alone this Chaos Knight who's done so well. Magnus being let through, I mean, that reverse polarity just allowed them to turn around so many team fights. Otherwise, it looked like Invader probably would have got it through if they just banned that Magnus instead of Nyx Assassin.
Well, you can see again Magnus continuing his winning streak in this tournament, and